We're back on the Yaffee program. This is News Talk 770 AM 92.5 FM WVNN. Glad you have joined the show. By the way, guys, you'll be glad when you make an appointment with the Huntsville Men's Clinic. They're celebrating their 5-year anniversary, and they're part of a team that's treated Alabama men for ED and low T for almost 15 years. And if you think you might have low testosterone because you deal with low energy, motivation, drive, you don't think like you used to, could be caused by low testosterone. Get it checked. Very easy to do. $99. You get that PSA test, testosterone test in about an hour. And you get treatment options before you leave. So go to HuntsvilleMen'sClinic.com or make an appointment by giving them a call. 256-368-0333. That's 256-368-0333. HuntsvilleMen'sClinic.com. When you make an appointment, let them know Yaffee was the one who sent you. All right, that time of the show, once again, we have the Yaffee program rewind. Yes, it is that time of the show where I remind you, if you missed any of it live, well, the podcast will be up on the website at WVNN.com. You can catch it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, any of your smart devices as well. And it's free. We've been talking affordability today. So it's affordable because it's free. Huh? Oh, see what I did there? Anyway, yes, at the beginning of the show today, I went over the great burrito debate of 2026, where it all started because someone with TPUSA asked another employee there, a younger employee, about how maybe high prices are affecting them. And the guy said in response, "I just don't think a burrito should cost $20. And this started a whole debate, not really just about the burrito, because what burrito really does cost $20 unless you're getting it on DoorDash. But it started a debate on whether really there is an affordability crisis in this country, especially with grocery prices. Well, yes, things are more expensive. We had inflation really right after COVID and the spending and everything. But I also pointed out that when you look at the numbers, in terms of grocery prices, when you take out beef or eggs, grocery prices really have not gone up as much as everyone's saying, especially in the past couple of years. And wages have really kept up with a lot of those increases. And the reason I point this out is, as you know, if you've ever listened to the show, I have been talking about a real affordability issue that affects people like me, honestly. I mean, most of the people having this debate online, they're not really affected by this. They're very wealthy themselves. Now, maybe they weren't always wealthy, but they are now. But I know most of you listening, and myself included, I make more money now than I ever have, but still sometimes things feel tighter than they should. And that's really because even though I make more, it would have seemed like a lot more just 5 years ago than it does now. I think one of the issues, though, with this debate, as I mentioned earlier, is that we call it a crisis. It's an affordability crisis. Not every problem that needs to be solved in this country is automatically a quote-unquote crisis. And a lot of times when we say something is a crisis, then we want the government to solve our problems. I mean, that's what we did during COVID. It was a crisis, so we had shutdowns for months on end. I also think a lot of people are connecting this to Iran, saying if we weren't distracted by foreign wars, we could address this. One doesn't have to do with the other. The only way Iran really has an effect right now is gas prices have been higher, and that can affect you. But really, that hasn't had that much of an effect on grocery prices. We have not seen that as of yet. But there are certain areas of our economy that really do seem too expensive. It really is an affordability problem for a lot of people, especially people my age. And it's housing and rent. A lot of that has to do with interest rates. It's healthcare, which healthcare costs just keep increasing. We can talk about the problems there. Energy is a problem, but it's really been, even that isn't as bad as it could be because of our energy policies. And childcare or school. If you want to put your kid into a preschool or childcare, it's very expensive. But you might notice that these are also the areas of the economy that are most affected by government subsidies and regulations. We spend more in our government already on healthcare than ever before. We spend more on these entitlements than we do on the military. So this idea it's because of Iran doesn't really make any sense. Republicans need to address the issue of affordability in these key areas, but they need to offer free market solutions and point out what's really causing it, which is inflation caused by government spending and over government regulation and subsidization, which screws with the market if we're going to address these problems. But instead, we're debating about burritos, I guess, which do not cost $20. So there are some unrealistic expectations by some out there. So we talked about that at the beginning of the show. The podcast is up. We had the Alabama bullet points as well, the top stories from around the state. We also talked about the fact that Katie Britt and Tommy Tuberville kind of reacting to the socialist rise in the Democrat Party. Go on and play Katie Britt cut 2 for me, Walker, if you can.
Look, Bill, this is a sad day for America. I mean, the fact that this man could win an election is absolutely unbelievable. We know that this Democratic Socialist of America movement has shown us that they do nothing but hate America. We saw them actually on your very network talking about all of the things they wanted to see. No ICE. They wanted to see no police. They wanted to essentially do away with the government. No jails. All of these kinds of things. But you have to, let's connect the first conversation we had to this one. And when it comes to Iran and it comes to what's happening, he is actually a jihadist sympathizer. We saw him just 2 days ago, El Sayed, at a pool party with Hassan Piker, who said that America deserved 9/11. These are not people who stand with us and for our values, and they're infiltrating from within. We have to make sure to stand firmly and say we love this country, we want to fight for the citizens of this country, and we want to make sure that there's peace and prosperity here and across the globe.
Okay, cool.
All right, there you go. So we talked about that earlier. The podcast is up. We also talked about the latest in Iran. We had Cameron Smith on. He's a columnist with AL.com, also with the Tennessean at Tennessean.com. President Trump had comments on Iran. Apparently, there could be a potential deal as soon as today. That's according to Trump. Go ahead and play Trump Cut 1 for me, Walker.
And we're doing the same thing, by the way, in the lovely Islamic Republic of Iran. We're not going to have that. I'd rather make a deal because I don't want to kill people. I do not want to kill people. But at some point, we're going to. We were set for the biggest attack of any attack, and we've hit them very hard for the last few months. But we were all set for the biggest attack since World War II, and they called me. And they said, please don't do it, let's talk. And then they said, we never said that. You know what? The fake news knows they did say that. But we are talking, let's see what happens. But they respect us. They respect us. It's been 47 years, but really it's been 50 years because they've been saying 47 for 3 years. It's been 50 years. And no other president has done what you should have done a long time ago because Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Can't have it.
All right, and I know J.D. Vance commented on this as well. Go ahead and play the J.D. Vance cut for me.
If they want to make me own the effort to try to bring this war to a successful conclusion, I'm happy to let them make me own it. I am absolutely trying to do that. Those oil prices are going to come down and stay down. Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, and the United States will be in a stronger position. But we're kind of in the middle of the game, and I think people are trying to prejudge exactly how this is going to go.
All right, there you go. So the podcast of that segment's up as well. We had What's Trending. I mean, that was a little bit of Katie Britt talking about Iran, too. We had What's Trending as well earlier on. So the podcast of that is up. If you missed it, go out of text messages on the Yaffee text line, 866-494-9866, 866-494-WVNN. Appreciate y'all listening to the show today. If you missed any of it live, podcast is up. You can also listen live at WVNN.com. The Vince Show is coming up next, and I'll be back tomorrow at the same time. See you then.
You're listening to Yaffee on WVNN.
Start your day with the morning jolt of Drake C. Toll.
See, now it's on demand. My podcast is kind of a radio thing, I think, but also it's a bit of a TV show, and it's about whatever I want it to be. It's listening live as it happened, when it happened, with the instant reaction.
Your home for talking sports.
We go back. The Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports Network. And there it will be, on demand, on your radio. Anywhere in the country, I'll see you there.
Westwood One Sports Talk. Your home for Drake C. Toll. Follow and listen on your favorite platform. Start your day with the morning jolt of Drake C. Told.
See, now it's on demand. My podcast is kind of a radio thing, I think, but also it's a bit of a TV show, and it's about whatever I want it to be. It's listening live as it happened, when it happened, with the instant reaction.
Your home for talking sports.
We go back. The Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports Network. And there it will be, on demand, on your radio. Anywhere in the country, I'll see you there.
Westwood One Sports Talk. Your home for Drake C. Told. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.